As the name itself would suggest to you, when it is written as digiQC, it is obviously indicative of that I am trying to do digital quality control. And the logo, if you see, is an eye with a lot of focus in it. And the eyebrows are also like double ticks, what we call double check. So that's just a little background. So you can imagine, after more than 2 decades of construction and real estate working, if somebody goes into a different career, like this is digital career, software, which I had never done previously, there has to be something really inspiring to do. So the goal that I have set, or the mission, or what they call the massive transformative purpose, MTP, is to save billions annually. Every year, billions can be saved if we are able to reduce the risk and the rework that is happening in our construction line. You all must be already aware of a lot of the statistics that the maximum wastage is actually in our construction industry. And we are also one of the largest in the world. We are only next to agriculture. If you look at the GDP contribution, construction industry, and when I say construction, it includes everything. It includes the infrastructure, the industries, the real estate, the institution, everything. If you put it all together, we are the second largest industry in the world. And yet we are the one of the most wasteful and least productive also. And these are international and Indian reports from very valid sources that are already claiming that. So the purpose is that if we reduce just by even a few percentage the wastage we are doing, my mission will be accomplished. So how am I going about it? So there are 2 parts. The first part is already accomplished thanks to a wonderful team and support from the industry. The first part, which is accomplished, is what I will be presenting today. But I am also giving you a hint about what is coming next. Computer vision and machine learning driven automatic quality and defect detection, along with preventive, predictive, and prescriptive methods, is something that we will be definitely reaching in the coming years. Now, why is it required? Now, why is anything, why any system needs to change? The whole purpose of changing is that what is now is not acceptable or is having some issues. So what are the kind of issues that I believe are faced by quality control as we are doing, most of the people are doing now? So first of all, when we say quality control, the basic function of quality control is when we are checking things. And generally, construction is a very site-oriented activity, although nowadays precast and 3D has started coming, but 99% still is having on-site execution. So when on-site execution is happening, we have to check things on the job site. But what is happening is that people do the quality documentation in their offices because they can't carry everything with them on the job site. Another problem that we face is that sometimes unauthorized person or people who are not actually qualified are doing it. Third one, which is also very frustrating, is that because we want to keep the thing standardized, lot of specifications which are not even applicable are printed on our quality forms. Language is also sometimes a barrier. We are not able to communicate properly. Another thing is that when documentation is happening in a file-based system, the paper are kept date-wise. But construction doesn't happen in that way. Construction actually happens stage-wise. Like we know that if concrete is cast, then the 7th day will be one interim cube result and 28th day will be the final cube result. Now that is not happening date-wise. That is happening stage-wise. 7-day jump and then 28th day jump. So that is another issue that we face. One of the obvious problems is that paper gets damaged, lost. Your site office may change from one location to another and half the things are forever lost. The time lag, we all know, especially because I'm talking to concrete engineers, we all know the importance of early defect, catching the defect early and remedy early, because every hour the setting time is increasing and the remedy ability to remedy is decreasing. So early is better. And one of the most common thing or something that should be there is that we don't have any data to analyze. let us say somebody has a project where 5 6 towers are happening, or it is a company which 5 6 bridges are happening in different location. They have no way to see if the same problem is happening in various projects. They would even never be able to compare, because everything is in different files. So that is another problem that is identified. This is, I am giving macro level. Now let us go on management level, and then I will also explain site level. So when I say management level, it is mostly where there is a central office which is having multiple projects going on, like a regional office or head office. And then site level means on the project job site. So first of all, there is no way that there is any visibility of what is happening on the site, because obviously they are not physically there. But if you see, those who are also in the execution, they will see that very good reporting and very good visibility happens on time. Like everything, whether it is done on time or not done on time, is calculated, delay is calculated, cost budget and baseline cost and the accurate cost is also calculated. So when it comes to time and cost, very good methods are available. But when it comes to quality, you are not having any visibility. Another thing is that even if you get some reports from the project, maybe on a weekly basis or something, you are not sure whether they are authentic and pure, because you can't do too many audits all the time. And even if you do audit, sometimes people just sit and fill up the audit forms the night before the auditor is coming. As I told you, retrieval of data is a problem. Another thing is senior level people now are becoming very less. So the people who can even do and check the things are becoming very less. So those kind of things are there. Quality analytics is not available, and analysis of failures also takes time. If you want to do retrospective, let us say, God forbid, some bad incident happened, and now you want to find out why it happened. So you can't go back in time and look at the data of that. So these are management level problems. Site level problem, mostly I mentioned already. Standard checklist, retrieval, unauthorized, those are the common things which are happening on the site level. Now, what have we done about it? What is our way of providing a digital solution? First of all, the mobile app, and I will be giving you demonstration also later on, ensures that the inspection is happening on the job site. Means it is not done sitting in the site office or wherever the person feels that they need to fill up the details. It is happening right there live. Second, only authorized person can do the inspection. So the mobile app can be configured like who is authorized to do what. For example, so you are all concrete engineers, but in a project there are many disciplines. There is finishing, there is electrical, there is plumbing, a lot of landscaping, a lot of disciplines are there. So somebody who is not expert in the other field should not be actually authorized to do the inspection unless they are trained and given the authority. So this is another thing that is possible. Checklist can be customized. Now, why it should be customized? I'll give you example in concrete only. We all cast concrete pardi, right? Now we know that concrete pardi also has so many types. There can be shear wall. It could be the wall of the elevator. It could be a cancer hospital's big, that thick wall which is for radiation, where very high requirement is there for non porosity and things like that. So all of them generally are pardis, but we can checklist can be customized as per that specific concrete elements requirements. Sometimes it is in hot weather, so you have to take separate precaution. If it is in cold weather, you have to take separate precaution. So customization is required. Another thing is photo and voice recording. So photo can only be done when you are on the job site. It is not allowed to do anywhere else. That is the kind of system we have incorporated. And voice is something that we have incorporated. Sometimes you don't have the ability to communicate in the right language. So because emotion can't come out. So you can even do voice recording. And as I explained, stage-wise inspection, that we have different stages of casting element. Let me give you an example of column. So starter, then reinforcement jali, then the shuttering box, then the actual pouring of the concrete, and then the testing at the later stage. Or even de-shuttering could be one stage to check whether it is there is no honeycombing and finishes proper. So many stages a construction element goes through, concrete element goes through. So we can't keep doing things if you don't check them, right? So in a mobile app, it's very easy. When you are taking the site round, you can check and approve each stage. Another thing is everything is on the cloud. So even if the phone gets damaged or the person leaves the organization, the data will not go. That will remain available in the cloud storage. Another thing of early detection is that if you observe any element has some problem, you can instantly notify the required person who will give you the remedy. So you can catch things before they become bad or go wrong. And obviously, if data is available, you will be able to do analytics and you will improve the intelligence. Another thing, approval feature, I will explain later on also. So this is kind of what we call the digital way, the digiQC way. Now you will think why it has not happened so far. Mobile has been since many years, but the turning point that is happening right now, especially in the last few years, is that the smartphones have actually reached everywhere. Now, India, with a population of 1.4 billion, more than 60% people are having smartphone. Second statistic, the young generation is entering the workforce. When we say Gen Z, it means people who are born after 1995. Now, they are our site engineers. They have already got 1-2 years experience, and they have only worked in digital era. They have not seen the previous era. So that is a big, powerful force that is happening. And you have seen what has happened since Jio came. The data connection speed has become fast, and the cost has also gone down. Data cost has also gone down. Smartphones have become affordable. And most of the people in construction have been using software. Obviously, for design, it has been used for more than 25 years, but also for cost and time control, it has been used. So why not quality? So the time has come for that also. But one of the other demographic factors, which I feel is even more important than the Gen Z, is that now the projects have become very large, and projects have also become very far away from the company headquarters. So there is a lot of pressure on the senior team because that senior team has not increased. They are limited people because over the years, that is how seniority comes, right? So how do they, look at so many projects when they are not able to always be there physically? So the answer is to make the site engineers, the people who may be much less experienced, but they are on the job site and are trained, become their eyes. They are the ones who are actually looking at the project quality, and that actually enhances the capability of the senior team because of faster communication and real-time information. The wisdom that these seniors have gained over the years can be transferred to the engineers to execute in the proper way. So that is why this is the timing. The timing is now. And this is not only for construction people. Digital quality control can only happen when it is in an ecosystem. So whether it is the stakeholder is the owner, whether the stakeholder is the designers, whether the stakeholder is a general contractor, whether it is the specialist agencies like installers, or it is facility management. Everyone can benefit from it because the data is available to everyone. Just a quick look on how it is configured. As this image shows you, that whether it is the executives who are sitting at very high responsible management positions, so they can't look at everything. So they can get a very specific dashboard. Some rating system can be there. The managers are there who are, responsible for converting the specifications into the checklist or assigning the authority to the right person. So they are also connected. The site engineer, who is ultimately the site engineer or the supervisor on the job site, quality is in their hands. Everyone in this audience practically knows that whatever will actually happen on the job site. We may have the best specifications. We may have the best contract conditions. We may buy the best materials, the best shuttering material, whatever is best you can get. But ultimately, what will be built on the job site in real time with the labor and the site engineer and with the machinery. So that is where the real data also lies, and that is also where the real workmanship also is controlled. I think the organizer can keep muting people if due to some reason they are unmuting. So another important role we have is remote approver. Remote approver could be structural consultant, architect, or some senior third-party consultant or whatever. So who are always not available to give the right guidance, but where if the data is provided to them digitally, they can look at it and quickly respond, which will save a lot of time and early detection can happen. So what do we claim when such kind of systems are used? Is number one, authenticity increases. There is no game baji. Everything is what it is in reality. Analytics is possible. The process can be improved. How can process improve is that when you see the data over a period of time, let us say you are able to see cube casting data of M20 in column, and there are 500 times you have seen it. So you can see the trend. Only if you see data, you can see statistics and trend. So you can figure out where action is required. You can pinpoint where failure is happening. Another thing is speed. Sir, I am getting a lot of other noises. If somebody can,
Yeah, muted, sir. Muted.
Mr. Manish, Mr. Manish Singla, can you mute
We have
your audio,
muted, sir.
please?
Muted. Please carry on.
so sorry for the break, but I am not able to see. I am only able to see my presentation. That is the limitation of Google Meet. So it kind of gets it. And what is decreasing? So we are increasing these things. What we are claiming that is decreasing is the risk. Because when things are happening real time, you are having the right data, the uncertainty goes down. When uncertainty goes down, risk goes down. And because you are catching things early, you are avoiding rework. You all know what is the cost of rework, what is the cost of bad quality. You have to completely demolish things and rebuild. And you all the efforts, all the material, time, labor, money, everything is wasted. So that is the advantage. Now I will again re-emphasize with little bit more graphics. What are the issues solved? Number one, when it is happening on the job site, it is real time. Only authorized person with the right entry point. Fingerprint is just to show it. Whatever the phone's capability is, it is configurable. But you have only the authorized person will do. Standard checklist is not required. You can customize the checklist. Let us say there are 5 types of RCC on your project. All 5 can have separate checklist depending on the grade of concrete or the nature of the element, the height of the element, whatever the parameters are, you can customize as per that. You are completely safe and secure. We follow the best protocols in the world, almost as safe as a bank's data is. You can do trend analysis, and I will show you on our mobile, the web app also, how that happens. Obviously, you can communicate quickly to the experts and you can get the remedies faster so that you don't have to wait a lot of time for communication. Remarks, of what we call photo and audio remarks, that is very fast. You will say most of the people are using WhatsApp to do that. It is fast, but it doesn't get documented. There is no traceability. You can't go and check ki kab kisne kya, who said what when. You can't do that. So that happens digitally in a safe environment. So it also becomes a permanent record. And most importantly, stage-wise inspection. As I already explained, by example of column, you can have a stage-wise thing. But where large RCC members are involved, like in bridges, the piers are there, or deck slabs are there, or girders which are cast in the precast yard are there. So stages in that area, in that elements is much more, especially now with precast. There is one stage, one sequence of stage that happens in the yard, another sequence of stage that happens in the installation area. So you can make as many stages as you want. Each stage can have as many questions as you want. So rather than showing it as a static, I will give you the real demo, but a quick glimpse that you can even restrict the usage by having a radius to your project site. You can set up the coordinates, and then only in that area the app will work for doing inspections. The checklist format that I am showing here is very user friendly. You can set up as many stages as you want. If you can see my cursor, you will see in this example, 5 stages have been defined: pre, during, post, 7-day and 28-day testing. You could have put post could be de-shuttering, during can be when the concrete is happening and you want to capture the slump and other things. And pre is obviously when reinforcement and shuttering is being checked. Even that you can split into many parts if you want, depends on how your policy is. And each of the stages, you can see you can put as many questions as you want. We recommend most of the things, the question should be yes or no. So it is very fast. But sometimes you want to do data capture also, like you can put a number. So that is also possible. So what I'm trying to say is it's very flexible. It is not rigid. Whatever the policy of the construction company, that way the system can be configured. You have to create agencies, like the people who are actually doing the work. That is also very easy. You just import the list, or you can create your own. You have to create users. User means the people who are actually doing the inspection. So then what happens, that you have the type of work you have to do, which we call EQC. EQC is the full form, is element of quality control. Then you have the agencies and you have the users. So this triangle you have to complete. Who is authorized to check what, and who is the agency who is building it, so that the data can be configured and you can do search based on that also. So once you do the mapping, this is the screen on which you do the mapping. Then all the data points are interconnected and you can do a very good analytics later on. Inspection I will show you on the real mobile screen only. This is the workflow of remote approval. So in this case, what is happening is that the expert is sitting anywhere in the world, but the job site person, the construction engineer or the site engineer, that person is having the mobile app digiQC on the job site. The checklist has been pre-configured. The person, the inspector we call them, is filling the checklist, attaching the photograph, giving their comments, whatever, and then they seek the approval. The approval will go as an email. Nowadays, we have also integrated with messaging apps like WhatsApp. Will go to the person who is authorized. They will have a secure login. They will review. If they are comfortable with the data that has been given to them, they will approve it. If they are not, they will put a comment, ask for more data, or ask people to change certain things. Again, the inspection will happen with the corrections, and then the person will approve, and then the work can start. Now, this one element itself has been revolutionary in terms of authorized approvals given, because senior people or experts like structural engineer, they can't come very often, but we really need their approval certain times. So you can create this. So they are also becoming responsible for checking things, even though it is digital, and the job site engineer is also now making sure that they have given the data in the correct way. Quick sayings, quality, as they say, or anything. If you don't measure, you can't manage, you can't control, you can't improve. And ultimately, if quality is not there, reputation is lost. What we claim with digiQC is that you can measure, you can manage, you can control, you can improve, and you build reputation. Because not only are you doing the work correctly, you are also able to show that you have done your work correctly. Concrete, is hidden item. Sometimes it will get covered with plaster, or it will be underground. So how can you later on show that everything was done properly? In real estate, RERA law has come, so it has become very important to document properly. Even in PPP projects, it is very important that the life cycle is maintained. So these things happen. A few examples of companies who are already using digiQC, because all kinds of companies use. So real estate developers, most of them are large developers who have multiple projects going on. They are using it. Even contractors, civil contractors and interior contractors are using it. Project management companies are also using it. And also we found interesting use case in industries that are expanding. They are also using it for multiple projects. I will tell you a little bit about our 5 Ps, just one little drink. So before I go into 5P, because this is one section of my presentation, I want to know if there are any questions till now, because after this, I am going to show you the web portal and the mobile application. So does anyone have any question? You can put in the chat, or you can unmute if you can phrase the question correctly. Hello. So I don't see any questions. So should I keep moving forward?
Yes, sir. We'll have
Okay.
a question answer session in the last section.
Okay. So I try to put it in between also. So if one part is
Yeah.
covered, people will not forget the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I request all the participants to kindly, you can write down your questions, queries in the text box or in the last of the session, and even now you can ask if someone has raised hand, I think.
Yeah, just whoever is raised hand, if you can unmute and just ask the question.
Anybody?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for the presentation. My question is with regards to the digiQC app. Is it like available on App Store? Is it that the company which intends to use us to say purchase a particular package from you? How is someone supposed to access it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ayub. And I think you are also one of the persons who has joined from South Africa or some country in there, because you said afternoon and it is right now night in India. So I caught that. So you are absolutely correct. digiQC is available on Android App Store also, Play Store also, and on Apple App Store also. And the way the company implements it is that they take subscription from us, just like you take Google Workspace subscription or any other subscription. And I will show it's on the website also, digiqc.com. You can see the details there. But it is very simple that whoever wants to use it will, on the mobile phone, they will download it, but the username password will be given by their company, because the company subscribes and as per the authority of the person, they will be giving the access. And it will take 9 days for the company to digitize themselves. Only 9 days, by the way. In companies, it is very difficult to digitize change management, but we have created a process that in 9 days, all the people will be trained. All the people will be trained. There are 3 types of training. Number 1 is for the mobile inspectors who are on the mobile, which is very easy. Very quickly they get trained. But more importantly, the people who are setting up the system, because the checklist questions have to be very nicely framed so people can understand them correctly and they don't get confused. And the third is for the system. So system is for the company, project is for the person who is handling the project, and the inspectors are the job engineers. And all of that is happening in 9 days. From 9 day onwards, you can implement on the project sites, and all the companies that I showed you have successfully been doing that, and many more. I just picked the right examples. And now I will, I think somebody has asked in the chat also. 1 second.
हाँ सुमंत सर,
हाँ जी प्लीज
बात कर रहा है। एक्चुअली मैंने आपको digiQC का ऐप देखा मैंने, लेकिन उसमें जो आपने जो अभी कंस्ट्रक्शन का जो चेकलिस्ट है, सच एज प्लास्टर वर्क, आरसीसी वर्क, फ्लोरिंग वर्क, मल्टीपल, तो उसमें जो आपका जो पोस्ट चेकिंग, ड्यूरिंग चेकिंग, आफ्टर चेकिंग, प्री चेकिंग, वो बाइफरकेशन किया है उसमें उसके हिसाब से, मतलब ऐसा।
So good question. So how much bifurcation you want to do is up to the company's policy. What we have given as in the app is templates, sample. So when we have given sample templates and we have tried to use the best practices. But a lot of times what happens if the number of people assigned to do the quality is less? You know, we know we are in practical world, right? Sometimes even whole 3 towers are given to 1 engineer. So that person will not have time to do all that. So then the company has to change the policy and reduce the number of stages. And sometimes if it is very critical application, like I told you, cancer hospital is there and there is a bunker being built, you cannot compromise. There is no way you can compromise there, because little porosity in concrete also, they will not allow you the whatever that device is called, I forgot the name, which creates radiation.
लेकिन आपके जो digiQC में अभी अपन एक स्लैब चेक कर रहे हैं, स्लैब चेक करते टाइम बाय चांस अगर एक बीम लिया, उसमें बीम में अपन क्या करते हैं, अगर अपने को मिस दिखा बाय चांस, तो उसका फोटो अटैच कर सकते हैं क्या उसमें?
Yes, absolutely. If Sachin ji, if you don't mind, I am going to show you the app also on this presentation only.
Yes,
you will get the Somebody has asked SJ, how user friendly is it? How user it will be for them. So I will show you the app. You will see the answers. So let me first show you the mobile part. I'm just sharing the screen now. Sorry, not the mobile. First, I will show you the part which is on the web, because mostly I think there are very senior people here. So they would probably be more on the web portal rather than on the job site checking. But they should know how they can control the people. So this is the web app. When I say web app, it is app.digqc.com. There is a secure login password, just like a bank. You can enter online banking, you can do online quality. So if you see, this is the dashboard. Within the dashboard, can everyone see it is now visible to everyone, right?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So if you follow where my cursor is, that is the part I am explaining. So this is the dashboard where all the projects that are in your control are listed here. How many inspections are happened on that project and how many have failed. So we have created failed as the unit of seriousness. If you have more failure, you mean you have to pay more attention, because at a management level, you are doing exception. Where there is problem, you will put your attention to that. So this is a quick understanding.
Sir,
Similarly,
can you put on Zoom? Actually, it is not visible. It is very small.
okay.
Now.
I can zoom, but in Google you can
Okay.
also zoom, because if you are on phone, it will be different viewpoint. But I can zoom. There is not a problem. Is this better?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
So this is by username. Username is the engineers that you are having. You can see different engineers, how many have done what kind of work. You can also do as per the work, that is like who is doing the work, the agency. So if you have 5-6 different contractors, you can see their results also. There is a date wise, you can scan, like if you want to see only for the last 6 days, you can select that. Okay, so this is the dashboard. Then you can also go into the project tab on the top. So on the project, you can deep dive. Who is doing the, who is the client, all those, who are the users, what is the role that has been assigned to you, all that things you can see. And then if you double click it, you can go inside, you will see all the things within that project. So see the tabs on the top. EQC, as I said, there is the element of quality control. Issue is like a NC. You can even raise NC within the system. What are the EQC types that you have? So you can have many types, like I was explaining, you can standardize everything. So one second. So you can have many EQC types like civil PCC work, different types are there. You can have piling works, all different things you can create. All your users you can see here. Who are the people who are allowed to work on this project? Who are your agencies? So all this comes in the web app. Then you can see the logs, what is happening on which day, what is past, what is in progress, what has failed, all that kind of stuff. And you can deep dive also. On your job, on your screen size, you can actually click and go into the details of it. Then you can also create detailed reports. It could be user-wise, it could be agency-wise, it could be nature of work-wise. Then there is a tab of to do, because sometimes even seniors are supposed to give approval. So if there would have been any approvals pending from my side, they would have been visible here. So in a very quickly, I have shown you the dashboard. Now I will show you something which will be of interest to you. Let us say I want to show you EQC type. Now, because we are in concrete engineer, I will try to find something with concreting. So everybody is doing MEP only. Okay, let us say RCC footing is there. So you see, in this case, there are all the questions have been created. Can you see this question list? Is the volume of concrete estimated? Kindly mention in remark. Now, this is not a quality question. This is a quantity question. But still, you can put that in. So you can even use it for data capture. So if you are doing reconciliation later on, you can do the maths. So all the questions that you want to ask, is reinforcement steel packing done as per drawing? Yes, no. Are labs spoiled? All the things that are standard, you can put here. Now, the way, if you want something to be captured in photo, so you see right now it is not mandatory, but if you click on the edit button, you can decide, yes, it is required. Okay. I am not given rights on this one, but you could have changed that. You can have made EQC photo driven. And it is user friendly to configure also. It's not only to use on the site, but even to set it up is very user friendly. And from the dashboard, if you go down, you can do all kinds of analysis in terms of pie chart. You can see what is happening, what is failing most, all those kind of things you can check. You can check different works are happening and how they are happening. As I said, failed ratio is the indicator of seriousness. So if something is failing, you have to pay attention. So you can deep dive into it and do that kind of thing. So that was the web app. Now I'll quickly log in from my phone because I have to also show you the phone app. Just give me a minute. Okay. I have now come on the phone also. I will share the screen on my phone so you can see the web app.
I would request all to just pin that. When you pin it, it will be actually visible.
So the mobile phone is in display right now. Earlier I
Yeah.
had displayed the this thing web app. Now if you look at this is the dashboard. In the dashboard, first is to do, because that is the most important thing. What you are supposed to do is on the top. So what are the things in to do? There is approved, means somebody has given you approval, so you can see that you have been approved, so you have to pass it. Or there is redo. If somebody has rejected your remote approval, you have to do it again. Paused EQC. Now quickly I will tell you what is paused EQC. So sometimes what happens, you are doing your inspection, but it is a very long process, especially let us say RC is happening, so 5-6 hours the process is going on. Now we all know the person who is doing QC will not stay all the time on that job site. He will come in between. He will probably come in the beginning to see whether the cleanliness is there, the vibrators are there, everything is set up. Then that person will probably come when the first concrete starts, so to check the slump and other things. Then in between that person will come to check vibration, and in the end they will see whether muster and everything is done properly. But for all 5 hours that person will not stay there. So they can pause the inspection, go do other things also that they have to do, maybe other inspections or any other thing regarding material or whatever, and in between come back. This is practically how people are doing on job site. So that is facilitated, which is what the pause button is for. Failed means it is failed by the previous inspector, or you have only failed it and now you have to recheck it. So these are the 4 buttons on top. Then you can see the projects that have been assigned. Now, generally, the engineer would be assigned on one project only. But sometimes, companies like PMC or third-party consultant, they may have many projects where they go and do inspection. So that is also possible. You can do multiple projects. Now, I will go in the, so that is the project. Now, at the bottom, you will see the 4 buttons. First is the dashboard, which you are seeing right now. You can see the button for inspection. So inspection is a planned activity. Somebody has prepared certain things for you to inspect, so you can go and check it and approve it. Instruction is more like non-compliance or issue. And sync is there because this app also works in offline mode. Let us say you are in a basement or in a tunnel where you don't have signal, or you could be in a very remote area. So at that time, you cannot do inspection if there is no data. But in our case, you can do the inspection. It will save on the phone. And when you are in the Wi-Fi zone, you can sync it. So that is the advantage. Now I will do one inspection in front of you so you can quickly get a taste of how user-friendly it is. So you click on the button inspection. You have to, I think somebody is joining, it is coming in. Okay. So when you are on the inspection, you can see there are 3 categories: available, paused, and approval. Available means the previous stage of the work has been approved, so the next stage is available to you to do the inspection. Paused means you have been roaming around the site and you had paused 1 or 2 inspections, and now you're going back to approve them. And approval is obviously remotely you have got the permission to get approval. Now, let us start a new inspection so you can see from the beginning. On the top right corner, you can see add button. Just click it. You can select the project which you want to do. Again, I'm just keeping it same, best infra. You can select the EQC type. EQC type means your custom checklist. So right now there is, let us say, RCC beam. I'll just use a footer because it's a very short checklist, so I can explain quickly. Then you have to give the name of the checklist, which is basically the name of the element. So if it is construction RCC work, then you generally give it grid wise or floor wise or something like that. So I'll just simulate it. Let us say it is grid A done, and then floor 12, or you could even write level. Whatever is the policy of your job site, because every drawing, every project has different methods to give name. You just do that, and then you hit QC start. Now, I will make a comment here. No matter how much we digitalize anything, ultimately we are human beings. And human beings also work psychologically. So in digiQC, what I have tried to do is also incorporate certain psychological aspects. And it is optional. It is up to the company to decide whether they want to use it or not. I have given the facility. So the psychological hack here is inspection witness. A lot of times you will say that, when the work is happening, later on people will say, oh, I was not there, I didn't see, I don't know what you did. So if you are facing like that, you will enable this feature. You can have whoever is with you during the inspection. It could be the contractor's person, the client's person, it could be the developer, whatever categories you have on your project. If somebody is along with you, you can also make them part of the inspection. So let us say the consultant was there. So you will click on consultant, and then you will add a photograph. So right now I'll just add our photograph of our web call only. So every photograph is captured through the app, will have a date and time stamp. So you know exactly when it was taken. You will hit the done button, go to the next stage. Again, remember, this is optional. You don't need to have witness. Like if you are doing inspection, let us say in a laboratory, then you would want witness. But if you are doing something on a very fast site, every time you will not have, so it's optional. Then drawing. This is also optional, but I feel it is very important because one of the commonest problem of quality mistakes is that the drawing was not carried to the job site to do the inspection. They did not have the drawing. So one of the hack is make it compulsory to have a photograph of the title block of the drawing. It has two purposes. Number one, the person who is doing the inspection psychologically now will know that I can't move forward without the drawing. So let me have it. They will take the photograph. So let us say this is from gallery also you can attach, or you can take it from the photo also. So gallery access is only allowed in drawing because a lot of people sometimes carry digital. So let us assume this is a drawing and I have taken the title blocks photo. Okay. Right now I am not having a real drawing in front of me. Then you go next. Now the real checklist starts. You can see you have 5 questions here. I'm just scrolling up and down. The first question is grade of concrete mentioned in the drawing, can only mention in remark. Now that is making you aware. I should be familiar with that. I am just clicking it. It is yes. Now you can see in the red button is there on remark because you have to write down. So you will write, let us say M20, and you go forward. By the way, all these questions and which is the right answer is configurable. You can create your own also. Is mixed design approved by structure consultant? Let us say yes. Why? Because when you are at the footing stage, generally that is when you have to start your mixed design approval also. Later on in beam and slab, you already have it, so you don't need it. So you can customize as per that. And you say yes. What is the grade of concrete? You already wrote it down. If you want to put any comments, you can do that. I'm quickly showing it to you. Are architecture and structural drawing coordination done and RFI cleared? You do yes. Why in footer stage I am doing this is because that is when you are starting the project and you don't want to do it in the wrong way. And then even housekeeping issues like is area clean before casting? You can say yes, but you can even ask for a mandatory photograph as a proof. So you can see that at the camera there is a small red sign which says that you have to fill it. And if you don't, you can't move forward. It is mandatory. So I'm clicking on it. Let me take a picture. Let us say this was the picture. So it is captured. Now you can even mark up your photograph. If you click on the edit button on the right top, you can see different things you can have. You can crop the photograph. Only the part that you need you can have. You can mark it up. You can have any shape. You can pick any color. You can mark it up to highlight anything. All this will be saved on your cloud, and you can do that. So it's very simple. You saw that my inspection is complete because it was only 5 stages, and the green button of pass has been automatically made available. That happened because all the answers that I gave were the correct answers. That is how it was happening. But what would happen if something was wrong? Let us say you would have said that the area is not clean. So you would have to give a remark. Now you see it has become red. Automatically, the green has become red on the bottom. And you can fail the inspection also. Failure is a permanent record. There is no delete button in digiQC of records. Means no records can be deleted. Pakka record ban jata hai. So if you are on the job side, you don't want to become enemy with your contractor or agency. Rather than fail, you can even do pause. You will say, wait, why don't you do cleaning? Unnecessarily, why you want to create a permanent record against you? So this is also human dynamics, psychology. These things are the ones that empower your site engineer. We have to remember the site engineer or the supervisor is the bottommost person in the company. Even the contractors person know that. So they try to put pressure on them. But when they have the power of a digital button that you can fail and create permanent record, then they take them seriously and pay respect. So the person can reciprocate by being, okay, take 10 minutes, correct it, and then I will approve it. Our ultimate goal is not to create bad record. Our ultimate goal is to improve the quality. So by giving such powers to the people who are actually responsible, psychologically we are creating pressure on the agency who is creating to do a better job. So I am just showing you that if you go yes, it will become pass. As soon as I hit pass, you have to do two things. Number one, assign the agency who was the one who built it, and what is the next step, because this was one stage. The next stage is after 3 days. So you can select the date and time and tell them, okay, I'll come back to inspect it now, next stage at this time. It is something that you can mutually decide, so that you also remember that you have to do the next stage inspection, and done. That's it. Your inspection is over. So I'm sure a lot of people who saw it carefully realize that it is very, very user friendly. Nothing in it is complicated. And the question also you ask are what you are making, so you can make it as easy or tough as you want. Now, as you can see in this, you can download the report, you can share the report, or you can go back and do other inspections. So that is what I wanted to show on the mobile app. There is another feature which is instruction. Instruction is like the movie RRR: raise, respond, resolve. 3-step process. So that is also very easy. You can add. So instruction is not for inspection. Instruction is, let us say you are on a site round and you see something wrong. It could be anything. It could be safety issue. It could be material stacking is wrongly done issue. It could be security issue that the gate is left open, or it could be anything that you have to assign to somebody to get it fixed. So rather than the normal process of what you call writing site instruction on paper, then give it to them, then getting their stamp, all that lengthy process, do it on the mobile. It is fast, efficient, and it is authentic because it can't be deleted later on. So let us say it is a quality issue regarding the cleanliness. So let me take a picture. I can, as I told you, edit it also. I can highlight that, this is the area where correction is required. And I will put my text comments on it. So first I have to write where it is. So I will say main elevation wall. Let us say that is the one which it is a quality issue. I will go next. I will identify cracks appeared on plaster. Let us say that is the problem. Now, it is an instruction which is observation. When originally it might have happened, it might have passed, because at that time the cracks may not have happened. Later on, shrinkage or some imbalance of load may have happened and you would have seen cracks. So you can say cracks appear on plaster. You can even give a remedy that do groove. You can even give the remedy there, do groove and re-inspect for cause. So let us find the cause of it. And you will give a deadline. Let us say you give the next day's deadline. You will put a time also. Why? Because this will also go as a reminder to close the issue. You do next. You can assign it to anybody in your company who is responsible for that particular part, and you will raise the issue. So we also put these small motivational points like well done, identifying problem helps resolve matter. So people don't feel that they are just creating problems. They are actually helping by finding the problems. And you can go back to the issue list. So that is what it is about the mobile app. I'm sure you got a feel for it. Of course, when we use it, you will get a better feel. Now I'm going back to my. Now, did anybody have any question regarding the mobile app or the web app? Alam Shiraj, please unmute and talk.
Sir, good evening. Actually, I have one question. As you gone through the process in mobile app, where we have 5 questions in the inspection, and every question should need to be passed. In site, what happened actually in the checklist, we put some point to just improve our process, improve our these things. Suppose you said you shown that cleanness was not there, and we selected that cleanness is not available, and that inspection got failed. So sometimes every part will not be passed. So this checklist can be failed or passed. Can we modify that? If
Yeah,
every
absolutely.
point is
See, first of all, not every
Yes, sir.
point may be pass or fail. I just gave you the most easy example because for purpose of the demo online, it is difficult to explain everything. But you can even ask a multiple choice question. You can even ask question where you have to give number. You can even put tolerance. There are so many types of configurations possible within the app. And there are also questions where it has got no bearing whether the inspection is passed or failed, because you may be capturing data. You may be saying what is the temperature
Yes.
at that time. That will not be a question where you have to decide pass or fail. I am just giving you demo of the process. When you are setting up the checklist, that is where you decide whether the question's right answer is pass or fail, or there is no right answer. It is purely data capture. A lot of people do data capture also in the inspection, like temperature is measured, quantity is measured. Those things have no bearing on the pass or fail. And
Okay, thank you,
some of
sir.
the questions are also skipped. Like you don't have to make it mandatory. It is asked, but you can skip it also, which will not have any impact on the pass or fail. So there is a lot of options available. So thanks for asking, because otherwise people may not have guessed the flexibility we have. Now
Yeah,
I
thank
will
you, sir.
continue.
Got it.
Most welcome. Thank you for asking. Now I will continue the rest of my presentation. We are also at the end of the time allocated, but we started late, so I'm taking little liberty. So
Sir,
what is
very good
our...
evening, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience. Is there any limitation for n number of licenses, sir? Because I am at the developer side. Under our company, there are 50 plus vendors out there.
So thanks for asking the question. So there is no limitation on how many agencies can be appointed. There is no limitation on how many consultants or remote approvers you want. There is no limitation
Okay.
on any auditors. So if you are interested, you can just book a demo on the website, and the detailed thing will be shown, because right now I am giving an overall picture. So I can't go into very
Okay.
specific. But see, our job is to improve quality. So how can we put too many limitations?
What
But
about
thanks.
the training part, sir?
Very good question. I'll stop the sharing because I have a training portal. We have created our own training portal. Just 1 second. Thanks for asking. We have created our own academy. I will show you this. Can you see the screen? I changed the screen. Hello.
Yes, sir. Visible,
Okay.
sir.
So this is academy.digiqc.com. It is our own online courses. If you go in the courses, you can see all the different roles that we have: mobile application user, project administration, remote approver, auditor. All these courses are free of cost, available online. If you can note down this URL, academy.digiqc.com. and you can ask your people to take the training, and they will also get a quiz after the course. If they get more than 70% marks in the quiz, they will also get a certificate. So a lot of companies, before they give the license to their team, ask them to do the course, get the license, or sorry, get the certificate, then only they give the username password, so that they know how to use it properly. We don't want people to use it the wrong way. It is actually not possible to use it wrong way. It is just not, it will just not go forward if they're not using. But we want efficiency. So this is the courses that we have offered. And for the people who subscribe, they have the option to have live session also, which is a doubt clearing session. So if you have taken the course and you still have some questions, so we have a trainer who will come online, give all the answers. Every week we have a slot available, and everything is trained. We also understand, sir, that in construction, technology is difficult to teach to the side people. So we also are very much aware that we have to go out of our way to help them. So we are already available. So thanks for asking. That allowed me to show this to you.
Thank you for the time. Thank you.
Most welcome. I'll just share the last part of my presentation because time is also going. Because this is why I am here. This is the reason why, as soon as I got invited by Mr. Walia, I said, yeah, why not? So we have a 5P approach for digiQC. What is 5P? First is policy. As a company, you should have a quality policy. Then only quality will be implemented. Then we are providing the platform. The digital platform that we have provided is a platform on which you can implement. But then you need processes also, like who will be the approver, who will do the inspection, what will be checked, when it will be checked. All those things are in the process. Then the people part, like the gentleman asked, are you training? So obviously, if you don't train the people, then how will you work? So we are very much people focused, human focused. As I said, technology is only 35%, rest is all psychology. So psychology includes training, giving them the mindset of quality, all that part is there. And the fifth part is partnership. No quality, especially in construction, can be achieved in isolation. Whether you are a developer, you still need the cooperation of your designer and your contractor. Or you may have given it to your project manager. You need everyone to work as a team. It is like a partnership. So we are creating the environment for these kind of things, and that is why we call it the 5P approach. Just to, now I should brag a little bit. So we are completely make in India. Even though we have the best practices we are following, we are also listed on the Startup India website. Out of 80,000 startups, 134th number on the showcase is ours. We are promoting Skill India. We have internship programs also. I will talk about it also. And obviously it is digital. You will be very happy to know that we are also having now, recently we were selected by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Google to be part of their AppScale Academy. Only 100 companies in India were selected. And from construction expert operations, we are the only one. So we got a lot of recognition also. Now I will tell you about partnerships because that is why I am here. So we have the following type of partnerships that we are currently pursuing. First is academic partnership, because we want the next generation of the engineers to learn digital methods and become quality conscious. So we are doing partnerships with engineering colleges. You will be very happy to know that NICMAR, which is now become a university also, we recently got into MOU with them, and they will start teaching digiQC as part of their elective. That is a construction management program. In engineering, you must be aware, and I'll come to it, internship also, that now they are doing a lot of internships. So we are also looking for domain expertise, and probably a lot of you will be domain experts in your field of construction, RCC, because every domain is different. Bridge has different expertise, tunnel has different expertise, mass foundations of industry has different. So domain experts we will partner with them, because we want them to give the wisdom and convert it to digital, so it becomes lifetime, because we have to pass on the wisdom to next generation. So special projects, we are looking for domain expertise. For normal projects like apartments and buildings, obviously we also have expertise, but special projects we are looking. We are also now offering internship programs. So what we are doing is, all our clients, we are doing MOUs with them that on their projects we will give training, and they will give internship opportunity, mentorship, and allow us to take the students digital. So summer internships are already started, and the 8th semester of the BE program, Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, 8th semester is now mandatory become internship as per the new education policy of India. So we are facilitating that. We are also looking for sales partners because we obviously want to spread our software to all parts of the world and India. So in that, there are two categories. There is referral partner, people who can refer us to the companies who are looking for such solution. And then there is professional channel partner who are basically selling in the construction industry. It could be specialty chemical people, window people, whoever is already selling to construction industry, they can become our channel partner. And we have very good incentive program for that. And in the last, I would just say that as you must have seen in my profile, I'm wearing the Special Forces cap because I am creating an army of quality professionals, because we have to take quality very seriously. We have to make it aggressive. And if you are not aggressive, you can consider it satyagraha, peaceful self-assertion against bad quality. Because our industry has the worst tolerances. You already know. In industrial world, if 2% is tolerance, it is considered bad. And in our case, you know what are the tolerances for every member. So that is my appeal to you. And I